The Long Riders, of course, are the national tag team champions, and they are a pair of heavyweights that are to be reckoned with. I don't care where the challenges come from. These fellows have proven themselves to be the very finest in the nation. And, well, we were going to take a look at the Long Riders, but Jerry...
I think we better wait just a second.
Let's hold up on that, please.
Let me say something real quick, Lance. Rick Rude, you're real tough out in the parking lot when you got a baseball bat or you got a chair, and you're real tough when your opponent is going to be a car windshield, brother. But your opponent ain't going to be a car windshield when you mess with me from now on. I want you to remember that. Now, I said I wasn't going to referee his match, but let me tell you something now, brother. I wouldn't miss it for the world. I will referee that match, Rude. And it is a loser-leave town. And I am sick and I'm fed up with jerks like you. I would rather have to sit around and look at a big fat slob like Bundy and a little skinny wimp like Hart than you, Rude. So you remember it. Your name's on the dotted line. I'm refereeing that match Monday night.
Oh, boy.
I can't say that I blame him a bit in the world, though, after what Rude has done, and Rude totally misunderstood all of his comments anyway. All right, the national tag team champions.
You were saying?
Yes, right. Let's take a look at this team in action, and you'll see exactly why they have acquired the National Tag Team Championship. Australian tag team match upcoming now. It'll be Terry Ellis and Frank Lang going up against the Long Riders, who are the new National Tag Team Champions, waiting for the Long Riders to make their appearance in the ring. And I'll guarantee you one thing, they're going to have a rough time of it because Lang and Ellis are a very durable pair of competitors. But here they come now, the Long Riders. And that's the way they move into the ring. And they waste no time. They don't even wait for the bell. Moving against Lang, and now the bell is on. And
what do? You beat him up.
off the ropes, it's Lang flashing out, catching the Long Rider, catching the second Long Rider. And so the Long Riders have got some problems, but now Lang in trouble once again. A headbutt that puts Lang back to the canvas. And so the Long Riders, those leather jackets and blue jeans, and they wreak their own kind of havoc in the ring. Terry Ellis caught now as the Long Riders completely dominate the situation. Off the ropes, Lang catches him, a good move by Lang. Makes the tag with Terry Ellis. Ellis moves in. He's caught with a boot to the midsection. Driven into the knee of the Long Rider. And so Ellis in trouble now. Again, the Long Riders, well, sort of a perfunctory tag, and then move back into the ring. Ellis in a lot of trouble. Here's the Long Rider. Long looping right hand that drives him back to the canvas. And those are street boots that he's putting to Mr. Terry Ellis at this point in time.
I am.
Ellis in a lot of trouble now as he was smashed into that turnbuckle. And so the Long Riders completely and totally dominating the situation. Full body slam. And Ellis in a whole heap of trouble here. Off the ropes once again. The Long Rider drives a knee into that abdominal wall.
Do it to him, brother. Do it to him.
Ellis coming up very slowly, and he's in a lot of trouble. A snap mare that takes him back to the canvas. And to a rear chin lock. And so the Long Riders in total and complete command as time is rapidly running out on this hour of championship wrestling from Georgia. Lang moves in. And Lang has had a chance for a respite. They very quickly duck under, go behind. They smash Lang into the turnbuckle. They make the tag. Time continues to move away. And it is Ellis back into the ring. The Long Riders catch him with a high knee lift. Ellis in trouble now as they catch him again with a forearm across the back. Brings him up under that top ring rope. And he brings him over. Full suplex, and that is all she wrote. So the Long Riders destroy the team of Frank Lang and Terry Ellis.
And that they are the Long Riders, the National Tag Team Champions. We have a single match coming up right here on Championship Wrestling. It's going to be a one-fall, 15-minute time limit match. One of the participants in the ring right now. Here comes the other, accompanied by his manager and his manager's valet. Stepping up to the ring apron right now. Introducing first of all, out of St. Petersburg, Florida, 222 pounds, John King. Going against him at 216 pounds with his manager, Jimmy Hart, his valet, Jimmy Jr., Hot Stuff, Eddie Gilbert, the international champion. This match will be one fall, non-title match, 15-minute time limit. Jerry Calhoun, the referee.
And so Jimmy Hart in the ring with Hot Stuff himself, Eddie Gilbert. Tell you what, Eddie Gilbert talks a good game, but when he gets in that ring, he wrestles a good game.
Yes, he does. I guess we have said it too many times, but I've been astounded at the fact that Gilbert has been able to keep that belt as long as he has. I know Eddie's a good wrestler, but he's given away a lot of size. But like you point out, Gordon, that son of a gun knows his way around the ring.
Well, he does indeed. And, of course, his dad, Tommy Gilbert, one of the all-time greats in the sport. John King in a good clean break, and Gilbert using some psychological warfare that time. Got him with both hands into the chest. John King eyeing him, Gilbert on his bicycle backing away. Finally meets him collar and elbow. Up against the ring ropes, and it is a back leg trip now by one Eddie Gilbert. And so John King back on his feet very quickly.
You know, Gordon Solie, what do you think of the international champion, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, baby? Doesn't he look good?
He's an impressive competitor, Mr. Hart. He is indeed. However, how long he retains that title is problematic. Beautiful drop toe hold.
With me,
well
managing,
executed.
He'll keep it a long time. I promise you that, baby.
All right, John King watching his man again. Let's see what happens here as he gets up to square. Again, Gilbert sort of on his bicycle, but it was Gilbert painting well that time. A good reversal now by John King. Eddie Gilbert using the ring ropes to, on the break. Sort of a cheap shot by Eddie Gilbert, the international heavyweight champion. Gilbert, who many times, most always, gives away weight when he steps in that ring, has to make up for it in cleverness, in speed, agility. Beautiful vertical fireman carry by Gilbert has King back to the canvas. King, by the way, had a most impressive amateur record. Coming out of St. Petersburg, Florida. King brings him up. And Gilbert hung in there like a pit bull, and now it's Gilbert driving the knee into the prefrontal lobe of John King. That can alter your personality in a hurry. All right, once again they circle. And again, Jimmy Hart joining us here at the desk. And what profound words of wisdom do you have now, sir?
A lot of words of wisdom. I look at your little book here. It says, Gordon Solie, master of the ring. I am the master of the ring. Let me tell you something, Gordon. I really didn't know how tough it really was being the greatest manager in the world today. You know, we've been flying all over this past week, this last month, really. You see me on Atlanta TV, Channel 17. You see me up here on this. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert's been touring all over the world. It's hard managing the top contenders.
Well, obviously, anything that is worthwhile, I suppose, has to be somewhat difficult. Gilbert catching twice in the abdominal wall with that knee, and then a high knee lift into the chest. Puts John King back to the canvas again. Going to make the kind of money you were making, Mr. Hart. Good gut-wrench salto by Mr. Gilbert. And your international champion looking extremely good right now.
Well, like I said before, you know, Gilbert's not like your typical wrestler. He does train. He does work out. And you can see it right here in the ring now. This John King's a young wrestler, but he's got a lot of promise.
He has indeed. A single ankle sweep a moment ago that took Gilbert off his feet, and Gilbert now watching him a little more cautiously. Squares off collar and elbow once again, and it's King, bull, back into the ropes. Referee.
A good clean break. What do you think, baby? Huh?
Yeah, it was indeed. He did. He was a good, clean break. I can't argue that point at all. The voice you've been hearing is that of Jimmy Hart. leather breeches and all. And again, they square off. Gilbert now taunting King, trying to get King to perhaps charge in a little recklessly or carelessly, and if he does, that might be exactly what Gilbert is looking for. There you see Jimmy Hart trying to placate the crowd. And King still waiting to... King being wisely cautious, not charging in there. Now he does. Duck under, go behind, and a good takedown by Eddie Gilbert.
Example of what you were talking about. He can wrestle.
Yep. Quarter Nelson. Trying to bring King over. He's got King in a predicament position right now. Good bridge by King.
I've seen John 2 or 3 times. He's a good young wrestler, Gordon. He's got good possibilities.
Certainly no question about that, Lance. And there he came out of it into a good hammerlock, and Eddie Gilbert, hot stuff, utilizing those ring ropes again. And he's rather infamous for using those ring ropes almost as a tag team partner.
Yeah, I noticed a little move he made in there, which shows a lot of the savvy, well beyond his years that he picked up from his dad. When he had stepped out, the referee broke him. You see him make that move like a single leg he was going for. He was back out of the way, King was, but Gilbert always looking, and that's why he's been successful.
King jammed into that turnbuckle now as Gilbert has begun uncorking some hard right hands. Gilbert sets him high, vertical suplex. Let's see if he... Coming down off the ropes, but he drove that knee into the mat, and rather than the head of John King. King catches him with a good forearm, another forearm to the side of the jaw. And so Eddie Gilbert could be in trouble here as King brings him off the rope. High backdrop by John King, and if King doesn't make any mistakes here, he has got the international heavyweight champion in a lot of trouble. Rolling reverse now by King, and Gilbert slips away from that. Got the pin. Excellent.
Still the international champion, baby. Hot stuff, Eddie Gilbert.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was a pure reflex action on the part of hot stuff Eddie Gilbert, but that's exactly what it takes. He knows instinctively where to go and how to go. Let's take a look at that in replay once again. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about, the great instinctive moves.
I like that, Lance. Awesome.
Now watch him as he comes off the ropes. Here's where King had him going, rolling reverse. Now watch Gilbert. Tremendous instinctive move, and he gets the pinfall. That's what makes him a champion. We'll be right back.
There are trucks you'd love to own and trucks you can afford. But when you're talking Chevy, they're one and the same. Starting at $72.95, Chevy C10, the best-selling full-size pickup in Memphis. Chevy S10 from $59.90. Nobody has a lower-priced American-built truck. With optional V6, it gets twice the pulling power of the half-ton imports. They don't even offer V6. C10 and S10 at your Memphis area Chevy dealers. Isn't it great to love a truck you can afford?
The Dallas Morning News, 3 a.m. You know this crew gets heartburn. And when they do, there's no time to stop. No wonder so many people take Rolaids, the tablet that gives millions 100% relief. Like a sponge, Rolaids antacid medicine consumes 100% of the acid required to give millions 100% relief. With Rolaids, you can keep going. Rolaids. Rolaids spells 100% relief.
Central, for all your mental needs. Central, we make living easy.
If you're renting or thinking about renting a TV or appliance, listen up, because I'm talking about saving you money. At Central Appliance, we carry name brand TVs, stereos, washers, dryers, refrigerators, all your appliance needs at rates lower than any of our competitors. Why pay more? Call us. We guarantee it.
Central, we make living easy.
It's the moment of truth as Chris turns theater critic and doesn't like what he sees on the next Fame.
I'm sorry to let you down. Cleo!
If I had to do it all over again, I'd probably do it the same way.
Don't miss the best television on television. The next all-new episode of Fame. Fame, 6 Sunday evening on TV5.
Going to tell you about championship wrestling action coming up around the territory. First, I want to remind you that tomorrow at 11 o'clock right here on TV5, it's the Jerry Lawler Show. The King will have as his guest Gordon Solie tomorrow. Also, Troy Graham will be here. Maybe an explanation about what he and the interns did today. Brad Armstrong also will be joining Jerry. That's the Jerry Lawler Show, 11 o'clock tomorrow, right here on TV5. Friday night, December 7th, championship wrestling in Blytheville, Arkansas at the American Legion Arena. The Macho Man, Randy Savage, will be there. Rick Rude also on the card, along with the Long Riders. That's Friday night in Blytheville. Saturday night, the 8th in Ripley, Tennessee at Ripley High School. You will see Jimmy Hart. You will also see Handsome Jimmy Valiant. Dirty White Boys included on the card in Ripley at the high school next Saturday night, December 8th. Sunday the 9th, Jackson, Tennessee. 3 o'clock on that Sunday afternoon. Championship wrestling time. This is Sunday the 9th now in Jackson. Another one of those super cards up there as Lawler is included on the card. The Macho Man, Randy Savage, Ashley and Constant, Handsome Jimmy Valiant, all in Jackson. Sunday, December 9th. Friday night the 14th in Brownsville, Tennessee at the old Haywood Gym. Lawler and Valiant included on that card too. On Friday night, December 21st, there will be championship wrestling in Charleston, Mississippi. You buy your tickets in advance and you save $1. Sunday, December 30th in Jonesboro, Arkansas. This will also be on a Sunday afternoon. And coming soon, championship wrestling at Itawamba Junior College, presented by Jarrett Promotions. Don't forget, Friday night in Blytheville, Arkansas. We'll be back with more championship wrestling after this.
Introducing the Transformers Power Cycle. You can imagine a world of adventures.
Look, they're attacking the power plant.
The Transformers, more than meets the eye.
Time to transform into a robot.
The Transformers.
Miss! But I won't. Whistle away. Back to cycle mode. Hey, what kind of wheels he got? More than meets the eye.
The Transformers Power Cycle. New from Coleco.
Noise. Jimmy Hart, King Kong Bundy in here with us. Yep.
Let me say this, Bundy, to you, baby. I don't trust Lawler. I don't trust Rude. Sometimes I don't even trust Jimmy Hart myself. We're not going to be sleeping going to this ring. I promise you that, baby.
Let me tell you something. Did you see those two out here? I'm not worried about a thing. Because let me tell you something, Rude. When you got a match like this, especially a match with King Kong Bundy, you got to have your mind on one thing, boy, and that's winning that match. And it's obvious from what happened out here with you and the Thing, Jerry Lawler, that you got your mind on a whole lot of other things. So I figure the match is in the bag. You know, let me tell you something. I watched those two out in the parking lot there, Lance. I was driving by a playground the other day, and there was two little kids tussling on the ground. It was a better fight than those two had. Let me tell you something. Lawler, you take one step out of line in that ring and I'll squash you. And Rude, get the U-Haul because you're leaving Memphis, boy. Jimmy, it's in the bag, baby. You know, I didn't think Lawler had enough sense. I didn't think Lawler had enough sense, this stupid little redneck, to see exactly what a punk Rick Rude is. But obviously, Lawler, I didn't give you enough credit, boy. You got a little bit of a brain. You saw what an idiot Rude is. And I know, Lawler, that you're going to see things my way Monday night.
Well, I'll tell you.
We'll be ready.
Okay, I hope you're ready to get in the ring right now. I don't envy Rude. He not only has got Bundy at him, he's got Hart in Bundy's corner. He's got a mad Jerry Lawler refereeing. Okay, they're hopping into the ring. Let's go to the ring and Dave Brown, Davey.
All right, this match is going to be a one-fall, 15-minute time limit match. Introducing from Memphis, Tennessee, at 216 pounds, Jim Jamison. And from Atlantic City, New Jersey, 460 pounds, King Kong Bundy. One fall, 15-minute time limit, 10-minute time limit, I beg your pardon. Jerry Calhoun is the referee.
I'll tell you one thing right now, Lance. I respect young Jimmy Jamison greatly because to give away better than 200 pounds going into that ring and then going after him head on, that takes a lot of intestinal fortitude.
Boy, he has got plenty of that, but I got to say one thing, Gordon. I don't think the outcome of this match is too much in doubt. Bundy is a major threat to anybody in the United States or elsewhere that climbs into the ring. And Jim Jamison, game as he is, he's just no match for the big King Kong.
Well, I think you're right. I don't think it's a question of whether or not he will beat Jamison. It's a question of when he decides to do it, that's all. Because Bundy is so big and so powerful. And, well, Jamison obviously trying to get more experience, and he just got caught. That
hurts me.
Now, that's got to be all she wrote.
Yeah.
It is. That is all she wrote. King Kong Bundy dispatching him very, very quickly and very easily.
You see him go for that 5 count, Gordon. I mean, a real hot dog in that respect. He insists that the referee counts 5 rather than just the normal 3 count that you would see. King Kong Bundy, he really pounded down on Jim Jamison. Tell you what we better do. Let's take time out right now. We're going to be back with more action in a moment.
How often should you have your brakes checked? As often as you have your teeth cleaned. And that's the point. Most people don't think about brakes until they know there's something wrong with them. By that time, the problem is usually more serious than it would have been with regular checkups. Don't wait for your brakes to tell you there's something wrong. Bring your car to Bill King's Braco for a free brake inspection. If you have a problem, we'll show it to you. Think of it as preventive medicine. The free brake inspection from the specialists at Bill King's Braco.
Hey, Ronald, know what time it is?
It's a good time to time with Ronald.
Time for our tennis match? Nope. Time to start buying Christmas presents. I'm giving you-know-who a Ronald McDonald Digital Quartz watch. They come in red or blue, tell the time and date, and have a great-looking face. Thanks.
It's time to get your Ronald McDonald watch at McDonald's for just $2.99. All proceeds go to help build your Ronald McDonald house in Memphis.
When an insurance investigator is blinded in an explosion which kills his wife, he must learn to deal with his handicap while solving the murder.
Ingrid?
Jane Franciscus and Bradford Dillman in Longstreet tonight on the TV5 Midnight Movie.
Charmaine then from Buffalo, New York.
Debbie Crane from Phoenix, Arizona.
I'm Galen Scamahorn from East Alton, Illinois.
I'm Yvette Merritt from Los Angeles, California.
I'm Paul Dufresne from Harvey, Louisiana. These folks from all over the United States are the real stars on Wheel of Fortune.
America's best loved game show, Wheel of Fortune.
6:30 weeknights on TV5.
Yeah, we got some real critical matches upcoming in Memphis.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Gordon, we really do. We got Steve Constant and Tim Ashley. They're questionable on Steve in that particular case. Strong young fella. He took quite a pounding from the interns. If you didn't see that early in the show. Additionally, they will be going against the Dirty White Boys. Then will be Iron Mike Sharp going against Tojo Yamamoto. We really hadn't talked too much about it, but we've got a national tag team title match with those Long Riders going against Randy Savage and Lanny Poffo. That'll be a whale of a tag match. In addition, the loser leave town. Well, now, I mean, think everybody won't be out there for this son of a gun? No disqualification. It'll be Rick Rude and King Kong Bundy with a loser, and believe me, there has got to be a loser with no disqualification leaving the territory, and Jerry Lawler is going to be the referee in there. We've had a lot to say about that one. Handsome Jimmy going to be in there boogieing around, and boy, you better be careful because this Kamala, he is awesome. They use that word a lot. Boy, he is awesome.
Yeah, 6'9", 385 pounds. Oof.
Ugandan giant, big son of a gun. Southern heavyweight title holder, the King, Jerry Lawler, defending against a rugged guy. Let me tell you, Bob Roop, some kind of individual. Gordon knows him very well. He's a national TV champ, and Lawler, a big, big step for him.
Yeah, it is indeed. Of course, Roop is a former Olympian. He competed in the Olympics in Mexico, and I'll tell you, that's going to be a classic confrontation between those two.
In addition to all of that, how about this? Stan and Steve, the fabulous one. Yeah, boy. They'll be defending that Southern Tag title against Troy Graham's interns. And I'd just like to see Stan and Steve get in a couple of shots for what they did to Steve Constant out here. So that's coming up Monday at the Coliseum. Remember this, general admission tickets, $3. Children 12 and under can get in free. And we're looking for you to get your tickets today until 5 o'clock at the Coliseum. all day on Monday. We have folks gathering in the ring for a final match, which I think we've still got a few minutes for.
We have indeed, and we're seeing the Nightmares as they move in. Let's turn it over to Dave Brown for the introductions.
All right, thank you, Gordon. This match to the expiration of time. Team with the most falls to their credit when the time expires will be the winners of the match. Introducing at a total weight of 465 pounds, wrestling out of St. John's, New Brunswick, Canada, Lanny Poffo, and his partner from Japan, Tojo Yamamoto, going against him. Total weight 422 pounds with their manager Jimmy Hart, his valet Jimmy Jr., the Nightmares. A match to the expiration of time. Jerry Calhoun, the referee.
All right, one fall, television time remaining now, and so it is Poffo moving out first against one of the Nightmares. Poffo, excellent muscular definition and conformation. Good block on that one, and crosses with a couple of right hands into the side of the jaw, and the Nightmare is having one right now. Tojo Yamamoto getting set to move in. Bottom with a chop coming off the ropes. Yamamoto. And you can hear those chops all over the television sports arena, Les.
Sizzle, boy. I'll tell you, that Yamamoto. I'll tell you, the first thing to go are your legs. The last thing to go with Yamamoto is that chop. Boy, he can still wing it.
No question about it. All right, the second Nightmare moves in now. The Nightmare catching Yamamoto on the side of the head. Yamamoto firing back, catches him in the throat, reaches out, makes the tag. Lanny Poffo moves in. It's Poffo exploding with a hard right hand. Poffo now. An Irish whip into the turnbuckle. Poffo charges in. The Nightmare ducked to one side, and Poffo could be in trouble here. He is in trouble. That lumbar region of his back beginning to bother him. The Nightmare is getting some extra leverage that time. Reach over, make the tag. And here's a cheap shot on the break, catching him in the side of the rib cage. Time continues to wind down here, and it's Lanny Poffo coming off the rope. Drop to the back of the elbow, drop to the canvas. Nightmare drives in, catches him on the top of the head with the flat of the foot. Again, the tag is made. And they've got him in a full Nelson and catching him on the break.
We've got about a minute left, Gordon, in our TV time.
Now beautiful. Rolling reverse by Lanny Poffo, broken up by the second Nightmare. And Jerry Calhoun chastising the Nightmare for that interference, and it is Poffo. Beautiful backflip. Full-arm drag and twist. Takes the Nightmare to the canvas. Reaches out, makes the tag. Tojo Yamamoto moves in. Yamamoto. A chop into the ribcage. Off the rope, Yamamoto caught, and that one has Yamamoto stirred up. And brothers, the Nightmare reddening in the upper part of his body as Yamamoto is set to deliver the coup de grace. The second Nightmare comes in, and now the two Nightmares on top of Yamamoto. And here comes Lanny Poffo after him. Lanny Poffo delivers a high drop kick now, catches the second Nightmare. Time limit has expired. Time limit has expired. And there's the bell, so neither team able to score a pinfall or a submission hold. And so it goes in the record book as a draw, even though Jimmy Hart outside the ring holding up the hands of the Nightmares. They definitely did not win the match, that's for sure. Victory tour, Jimmy Jr. Sounding off as usual. I'll tell you what, we've had a great hour and a half or a great hour of championship wrestling, no question about that. We've seen some great competitors.
Yeah, I ain't going to say that we certainly have. And we had a little unexpected thing when Rick Rude and Jerry Lawler got into it. I thought we had that problem all solved and settled in there, and Rude wanted to talk eye to eye with Lawler. And then that son of a gun gets in an argument. Lawler lost his temper and had a few unkind words to say to Rude. And doggone, if Rude doesn't pick up a chair and start out in the parking lot, he's going to get Lawler's car again. He already got it with a baseball bat once.
Well, Lawler said he's pretty good going against an inanimate windshield, but if he wants to get some real trouble, he can go against Lawler. I guess our time is completely gone, so until next week, this will be Gordon Solie and
Lance Russell for Dave Brown, and we'll be looking for you next week. Until that time, bye-bye, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of Championship Wrestling.